Hey, this is Mike. I just wanted to real quick say, sometimes it's easy to get depressed when life throws you a curveball, right? I mean, sometimes things just don't go perfect. Maybe you're a person that throws up your hands at the first sign of defeat, but you can't do that. Sometimes you have to hang on. Now, somebody asked me, well, I'm a hard worker. Well, hard work is important, and I'm all for hard work. But is it enough? You see, not really. You can work your hands to the bone and still not hit the gold, right? You still don't always hit the gold medal or the gold nugget or that type of thing. Now, in fact, I was thinking the other day, I heard there used to be a fable called the Thirsty Crow. I think it was one of them Aesop's fables or whatever we had in a kid's book. And there was a story of a crow. He was flying around. There was a drought and he was super thirsty and he didn't know what to do. And there was a drought all over the place. The rivers had dried up. The streams had dried up. The ponds were gone. And he was close to death. He was dehydrated. He was flying around. He was making sounds that crows make, and I'll imitate them later for you. But have you ever had things dry up in your life? Maybe things are not going so good, right? Maybe you're upset about the politicians, or maybe you're upset about what your situation in life, or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. Well, sometimes things do dry up. Well, this old crow was dying of thirst, and then all of a sudden, he spotted what he thought was his answer. It was a tall glass of water sitting by a piece of concrete, and it had water in the bottom, but the water had dehydrated down. There was just a little bit left. So he stuck his head in there and he tried to get a drink, but you know what the problem was? His beak wouldn't reach the water. He pushed and made all kinds of bird sounds, but he couldn't get it. And then he got mad and he said some bad words in bird language. Now, luckily for you and me, I don't speak bird language, but I'm telling you, it was really bad stuff. He was a chirping and a muttering and a flying. But you see, not even the bad words fixed his problem. I had somebody say the other day, I smoke because I got problems. Well, does that solve your problems? I cuss because I got problems. Does that solve your problems? No. The crow was still thirsty. Maybe you're still thirsty. I don't know what your situation is. No. He was faced with a situation. He could quit and die. That's a bad plan, right? Did he quit? No. He didn't want to die. I hope you don't want to die. What he did is he started applying his thought process and he got an idea. You see, sometimes one good idea can change everything in life for you. Do you spend the time it takes to figure out what you need to do in your life, to make the tweaks and the strategies and the changes? See, this old crow went to where the stream was, where it had dried up. There used to be water there, but all he seen was a bunch of pebbles. Do you know what he did? He found a small stone. He flew over, picked it up, and he took it over the glass and he dropped it into his beak. He went and got another one. He put that in the glass and he started dropping them in. Drop, fly, drop, fly, drop. He started dropping pebbles. And as the pebbles went in the glass, guess what happened? You're with me, aren't you? Remember this old fable? The water level started to rise. And as the water level began to rise, he was able to get a drink. Once he got a drink, he felt replenished. Then he could work faster. He got more pebbles until he ran the water all the way up to the top, and he drank his fill. Question: are you dying of thirst? What you do today is going to affect your tomorrow. Today are the seeds you're planting for your crops tomorrow. Now, what did we learn from this old crow? First, necessity is the mother of invention. And we've all heard that before, right? Out of necessity, if he'd have been thirsty, he went to work. If he wouldn't have been thirsty, he probably never would have done it. You see, you have to be the one to rise to the challenge. When there's a will, there's a way. We've all heard that, right? It's up to you. It's up to me to defy the odds, to grab victory by the horns, and don't let defeat snatch it from us. Like the Dallas Cowboys. They can be winning a game and then let snatch defeat. They hate to lose it, right? I get mad sometimes. Well, this old crow, he was close to the water, and yet he couldn't get it, and he had to think outside the box. What are you doing to think outside the box? I mean, maybe you have to be unconventional. Maybe you have to do something that's uncomfortable. That's all right. Don't give up. The crow didn't quit when things were going easy, right? He kept at it. Sometimes, there's an old saying, you just have to keep on keeping on. I read a book one time that said, all you can do is all you can do, but all you can do is enough. You just have to keep applying yourself. Eventually, after trial and error and maybe frustration and failure, you hit water, right? The crow got his water. It didn't come easy. He had to force, he had to press, he had to sweat, he had to go through some stuff. He had to think, he had to use his brain. Are you willing to fight for your dreams? There used to be a song when I was a kid, I can't remember how it went, but it said, winners never quit and quitters never win. By the way, if you notice, the crow used his brains, right? He figured out how to get the water. It wasn't just about hard work. He had been flying around and sweating all the time, right? He had to leverage his brain with the effort. You see, success is often the result of creativity, of using your critical thinking. There's things around you right now that you can do, that you can learn to leverage success. He combined trial and error and effort, not just luck. You can't depend just on luck. You got to make a decision today to get it in gear. If you'll start applying yourself, I'm telling you, guys and gals, we live in America, the land of great opportunity. You're going to absolutely be shocked at what happens. Always think about that poor old thirsty crow. Now, I don't know if that fable's a true story or not. I have no idea, but I know there's a lesson there. So apply yourself. This is Mike saying, hey, my brother just showed up. We're supposed to be meeting, and I'll see you soon.